Welcome to the Alyssa Decimal System podcast. I'm your host, Alyssa, and in today's episode, I will be doing a review of the book Cape, Book 1 in the League of Secret Heroes. First, let's get the basics out of the way. Cape is written by Kate Hannigan and was published in May of 2020. The publisher recommends this book for ages 8 and up or grades 3 to 7. It's a historical, fictional superhero novel with a graphic novel elements mixed within the book, which I really enjoyed. I felt it brought the book more alive, and I just really enjoyed how they added the graphic novel parts. Cape is set in an alternative historical world where World War II is happening, but they have superheroes that once saved the day, but now they've all mysteriously vanished. The story follows the main character, Josie, an Irish immigrant who works at a diner owned by a German couple. Her goal is to become a puzzler, i.e. a code cracker, as her way of helping in the war effort. She's a tween and she just feels out of control right now, and she feels that she needs to give back and to society, and this is how she wants to help. Her best friend Emmett and her do puzzles daily and send each other secret messages all the time to try to figure out. Well, while taking the puzzler exam, Jody meets two other girls, Maeve, who is African American, and Akito, who is Japanese American. And that is how the adventures together begin. The main theme throughout this whole book, which I really enjoyed, is STEM for girls. If you don't know what STEM is, it's science, technology, engineering, and math. Between trying to become puzzle solvers and how much fun they have and how creative they are and sending secret messages back and forth to each other throughout their superhero adventures, I really enjoyed it. And I also enjoyed how she included real life historical parts about the actual women who worked on the first electrical computer. I felt that was really important. And she talks about it a lot throughout the book, so if kids are excited about that, they can go and research it and learn more. She also talks about a ton of other topics in just quick, perfect little touches of them that doesn't get too involved, but if it sparks your kids' interest in it, you can easily find out more about it. A couple of those things that they talk about is just the daily stress in the situation, feeling out of control. That's why Josie wants to become a puzzler. She wants to give back. And you can talk about that now with the pandemic and how kids just feel out of control and how they adapted during World War II. In a brief scene, farther into the book, the girls enter a diner for a piece of pie and a milkshake. The owner refuses to help them and kicks the girls out, even though they have money to pay. Josie, she's the Irish one, really reflects on how Maeve, the African American, and Akito, the Japanese American one, are not welcome and how they're discriminated against in the world as she's not. A good chunk of a chapter is also dedicated to Akito, talking about how she lived in a Japanese concentration camp here in America for a year and what life was like. This can really open up the discussion of what is happening now in the world, what was happening back then. Josie brings up the Jews being taken to the camps in Germany, and this is all really important talking points that she doesn't dive into, but again, it's just enough that if it sparks your child's interest, it's really going to turn into a flourish of amazing research and items to do. The thing that I really liked about the book also was at the ending. The ending is very satisfying. It wraps up the story, but you can tell there's more of an overall arc because this is book 1. Book 2 is already out. It's Mask, and I can't wait to read it. But at the end, the author leaves you on a great note throughout the whole book. They're obsessed with the superheroes and where have the superheroes gone and why aren't they here? And she drops a couple clues and hints that you're just like, oh my gosh, I cannot wait for the next book now to find out more about what happened to all these superheroes. I actually read the book and I listened to the audiobook, and both were equally very enjoyable. So if your kids are fans of Wonder Woman or Agent Carter, or if you like the movie Hidden Figures, this book really is for you. Remember to follow me